What you play with me? Chill. Chill.
Freak show is everybody coming together and saying, "Oh, we're going to watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental. What we're going to watch here."
Size different than because he views Jake Paul as a decent boxer. This is not the first time that someone has come out and said this. We've heard Terrence Bud Crawford come out and say that because of the size difference, Tank won't be able to hurt Jake Paul, and that Jake Paul could probably knock him out.
Patient interviewer. Floyd, things got pretty heated at the press conference. What really happened out there? Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I walked up on that stage because I felt Jake was getting a little too confident. I had to remind him, this isn't a game. This is boxing. Emotions ran high, words were exchanged, and you could feel the tension between both sides. This fight has gone way beyond hype. It's personal now, and both camps are treating it that way.
Just showing up. Honestly, I'm gonna knock him out. You know, he has a lot of flaws in his defense, and I'm gonna expose him. You know, look what a 135 Lamont Roach did to him, and it's just gonna be so much fun for me. I'm so glad that God gave me this moment. I'm Gervonta Tank Davis.
Ariel Helwani's perspective. Ariel Helwani. People are calling this fight unnecessary, saying it's just a show, not a real competition. But I don't think that's fair. In MMA, we celebrate creative matchups all the time. Crossovers, experiments, even spectacle fights. Fans love that. But when boxing does the same thing, suddenly it's bad for the sport. That's a double standard. Sure, Jake versus Gervonta might not represent traditional boxing values, but it's entertainment, and people will watch. That's the truth.
Like I said before, they know what they're doing. Both brothers. Logan as well as Jake, they know what they're doing. So
people think that Tank ain't gonna knock out Jake Paul. Like, bruh, I'm gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna go. Jake Paul will go in that ring thinking he has the upper hand, he has the reach, he has the weight, and he gonna go in there confident. Yeah, he might stun Tank a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you, he gonna underestimate Tank. That's exactly what's about to happen. He's gonna underestimate him and his size, and he gonna get crushed. I think this right here is what's gonna end Jake Paul's boxing career. I think that Jake Paul, when you sit here and think about it, the people he fought, I'm not saying they wasn't real fighters, but they just not no Tank Davis. Buddy, I'm telling you, I don't think this is scripted. I think, yes, this is for money, but I think it's like, hey, at your own cost, go in that ring. Y'all know the weight difference. What's going to happen is what's going to happen at the end of the day. I think Tank really go, drop him. He ain't going to understand, Jake Paul ain't understand how, but he's about to see it. And on some real stuff, I think Tank setting Jake Paul up. I remember when Jake Paul went up against Tyson, he said, you need to fight me. Like, I want to get in the ring with Jake Paul. He disrespected the boxing world by getting in the ring with Tyson and embarrassing him. And, you know, Tank really messed with Tyson. I think he set him up, bro. Mark my words. I think he like, yeah, come in the ring, boy. We gonna do a friendly, you know what I'm saying? You know, a match or whatever. We gonna get this money. He about to embarrass him November 14th. Just because Jake Paul think the boxing world's sweet. He think it's sweet. He think they about to keep taking it easy on him with these fights. All right, I bet you. How much I want to bet? Tank is setting him up. He's finna literally do him so bad.
Floyd Mayweather on Jake's skill. Floyd Mayweather. Look, the Paul brothers are doing things people don't fully understand. They're building attention, creating headlines. That's fine. But Jake still hasn't been tested against real competition. He hasn't fought someone with elite experience or true ring IQ. Fighting Gervonta will show everyone the difference between social media boxing and the world of real champions.
When Turkey was doing all that, like, I don't want no boring Tom and Jerry fights, he came out with a Tom and Jerry hat. And then he fought in a style that is not sustainable for him. And it's not, again, for me, it's not sustainable because fighting like that, if you do that with the wrong one, you'll lose. If you fight how you fight, okay, it's going to be harder to win. But you're putting your own self on the chopping block, trying to appease the crowd or not be Tom and Jerry. It's not sustainable. And even in the Zepeda fight, he got rocked back with a jab and fell into the ropes like that. So you could say I wasn't hurt and all that, but it's still a bad look. It's a bad look. People always talk about Tank, the knee, hair grease thing, but what about Shakur getting rocked into the ropes from a Zepeda jab. Even if you were off balance, you're supposed to be light years ahead of Zepeda skillfully. So to me, that still looks really bad. Like, I've watched 50 fights from Floyd Mayweather, and he's fighting way better than Zepeda level. And Canelo and these guys, they're not punching him into the ropes and he's staggering back. The optics of it look bad. So back to it, Shakur, I feel like he's trying so hard to look unbothered, but he always replies to it so you could tell he's bothered. He's like, man, I got him so mad at me. And I personally, I don't prefer that when people do that. Like, for example, Shakur's like, man, I got him tuned in and thanks for the support. Bro, they're not really supporting you. They're all the comments underneath you saying whatever you said about I get to pick Jake Paul's brain and work with him and all that. Most of them were negative. So you're trying to, like, it's so weird because it reminds me of when
Reaction boxing analyst. This fight has really divided the fan base. For hardcore boxing fans, it doesn't feel right. They've seen Gervonta Davis build his name through real tough fights. Now, to see him in the ring with someone like Jake Paul, who's still learning, it feels off. People aren't just criticizing Jake's background as a YouTuber. They're questioning why a serious fighter like Davis would even agree to something like this.
Decent boxer. This is not the first time that someone has come out and said this. We've heard Terrence Bud Crawford come out and say that because of the size difference, Tank won't be able to hurt Jake Paul, and that Jake Paul could probably knock him out with one punch. We've seen Shakur Stevenson's words say that this is a clown show, that this is a disgrace to boxing, that it's something that he doesn't want to be a part of, but then do everything he can to be a part of it by turning from 2-division, 3-division world champion, former unified champion, and turning himself from that into a damn sparring partner for Jake Paul. So people's words, people's actions are showing that they really, really deep down like this fight. And now you can add Devin the Dream Haney to the list of fighters. And I just find it funny because here's the thing. I disagree with him. I am only interested in this fight because, number one, I'm a diehard Gervonta Tank Davis fan. And number two, I don't really like Jake Paul at all. So I would like to see Tank Davis knock his block off. But as far as a competitive standpoint, as far as thinking it's a good fight, as far as loving the fight, nah, bro, I think it's a trash-ass fight. I think Tank Davis is way too good, way too skilled, way too talented to even allow Jake Paul to share the ring with him. That is my opinion. And so as a result, my pick of the fight or my overview and analysis of the fight is the same. If it's a real fight, if this is something...
Shakur Stevenson. Responds Shakur Stevenson. When people found out I sparred with Jake, man, social media went crazy. Some fans started saying I was supporting the wrong thing, but honestly, I don't care about that noise. I use the hate as motivation. It just shows how emotional people get about this fight. Everyone's talking drama instead of boxing. That tells you how big this whole situation has become.
Don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So if you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, you know? If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hypes, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul show there, you know, because that's all for entertainment. What is it? For entertainment purposes only, right? It's just say like somewhere in the small print of the promotion. For entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. You know, so fine.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, you know. So it's money making purposes only, you know. It is what it is, people.
Throughout his career.
Way in Devon. Haney. The problem with this fight is size. Jake Paul is way bigger and heavier than Gervonta. Even if Tank's more skilled, size always matters in boxing. That's a real risk, Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I agree. It blurs the line between sport and entertainment. At some point, boxing has to stay about competition, not just business. I respect both fighters, but not every matchup makes sense just because it sells.